Thank you for staying with us. Full Disclosure is a company helping minorities and underrepresented employees better navigate the workplace by providing advice, guidance, and services that can yield positive results. Joining us to tell us more is the founder and CEO of Full Disclosure, Patrick Colvin. Patrick, it's so nice to meet you.
You as well. Thank you for having me.
I love this name, Full Disclosure. So let's just talk about what inspired you to create this organization.
So I've worked as an HR professional for over 10 years now, and probably the most rewarding part of the job is the times that you can pull employees to the side, really give them some insights, some knowledge, some information that's going to help them be more successful or make a more informed decision about their career or just simply how to navigate the workplace. But working in a corporate environment, you can only do that so much as you're still an agent of the organization. And so I thought I would really want to create something of my own to be able to give people kind of a peek behind the curtain in terms of all the information and access they needed to make more informed career decisions and just to have more knowledge about how to navigate the workplace. As you know, in corporate America, there's egos, there's optics, and there's a lot of politics that go on, and especially for minority and underrepresented folks, it can be difficult to navigate that. So I wanted to provide a service that was going to help them be successful ultimately.
The numbers are still pretty low, which is, some people might find it surprising that only 21.2 of board seats at S&P 500 companies are accounted for only 24% of directors. Women in the workplace, and they're finding that only 9% men of color and 4% of women are in the highest positions at these companies. How are the numbers still so low?
Well, I think it's a problem from the top, and it has to start at the top, right? In terms of, it's nice to have policies on the books in terms of diversity and inclusion and wanting to have diverse candidates fill those roles, but it has to be something that's just embedded in the culture. It has to be something that's handed down from the top. In most organizations, when you're looking at their corporate pyramid, you see a lot of diversity at the bottom, right? At the entry-level positions, but as you go up and you start getting into supervisor, manager, director-level positions, the numbers just are not there at all. So it's tough for organizations to have people of color or diverse backgrounds stay with those organizations for a long deal of time, because if I'm an employee and I'm coming in as an entry-level employee, I don't see anyone that looks like me at that organization. So it's hard for me to kind of navigate my own path or see my own career trajectory within that company.
So how do you what are the steps that you're giving to, let's say, someone who's starting out entry level? What should they be looking to do in that company to make sure that they're making their way to the top?
Well, I think it all starts when you get that offer letter. So one of the services that we offer is job offer evaluation. And most folks think as you go through the job search process, once you get an offer letter from an organization, that's kind of the final piece of the puzzle. But in reality, the work just begins at that particular time. So having people understand that you do have the right and the ability to negotiate that offer letter. Some of the things in there are negotiable, from not just your base salary, but other benefits, other perks that are within that offer letter, right? So that
I think people are scared to do it because it's like, oh, I just got this job offer, it's great, oh, I should be satisfied.
But the thing about that is, if you do not negotiate, you're actually setting yourself up for, regret over the course of your career, right? You're leaving a lot of money on the table in terms of not just your base salary, but benefits, 401k, and the list goes on. So some of the easiest things that people can negotiate is PTO time, right? So let's say the company policy says that for 0 to 2 years, you're eligible for 10 days of PTO. You can negotiate 15 days of PTO.
And you're saying you could do this right in the beginning?
Right in the beginning.
Okay.
There's so many things that you can negotiate outside of PTO, right? You can negotiate your base salary, you can negotiate commutation, you can negotiate a sign-on bonus, you can even negotiate your exit before you even start with an organization, right?
How so?
Just talking about your severance, especially if you're relocating for a job and it may not work out for whatever reason, you're making sure that you're protecting yourself in the event that you or the company decides to part ways.
Do you think that the person who's interviewing you will look at it like maybe you're not being committed to the company, or you're not trying to stay committed, you're only here for a couple of years when they're saying they're looking for someone long term? Like, how do you negotiate that?
No, I think it's the opposite. To your point earlier, folks are scared to negotiate. They don't want to negotiate. They feel like, they don't want to lose this particular offer or upset their potential company here. But from the other side of the table, I'm always shocked when people don't negotiate. I want people to negotiate because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you are happy in this current situation, that it's a mutually beneficial relationship for both of us, and long term, you're going to be a sustainable employee for us, happy with the terms that we've agreed on.
So now you're at the company. How long do you wait until you get that promotion? When should you start speaking to your supervisor, saying, you know what, I've committed this amount of time. I think we should start talking about what the next steps are.
I think you should do it, at your first review. Normally when you start an organization, it's going to be anywhere between 9 to 12 months before you have that first review, right? So at that first review, it's going to be a great opportunity for you to sit down with your manager to discuss all the things that you've done well, the areas that you need to improve on, what that gap is, and between the two of you, how you're going to improve on that gap. At that time, I say you should make it known that you have aspirations for moving up in that organization or, adding more work to the scope of your current job.
Now, I think a lot of companies are ready to give you more work, but not ready to give you more money.
Right.
How do you go around that?
I think you just have to be an advocate for yourself. You have to know your value. You have to know your worth. I tell people all the time, make sure that you're doing your research. Competitive companies within your space, what they're offering, what they're paying for that particular job level or promotion, and really articulating your wins and why you would be of value to the organization if they invested in you.
So how can someone get in touch with you? Is this a private, like one-on-one consultation that you're offering to your clients? So
we do. We offer one-on-one consultations, and you can go to our website to book those. In addition to, we offer 3 main services. So we offer a job offer evaluation service in which we review and look through your offer letter, make sure everything is in there, and then we help you negotiate on some of the most commonly negotiated perks and benefits that are successful within your particular market or your industry. The second service we offer is a job market temperature check service in which we pull you behind the curtain and we give you all the insights into the job market, whether it be what salary range you should be going for, what are the commonly negotiated perks, how can you transition from one industry to another industry, those types of things.
Nice.
And the final service is severance review. And that's probably one of the most important ones because in my capacity, I've seen so many minority employees not have their severance reviewed, not understand the terms and conditions of their severance review, and not really understanding the impact of once you sign that document, what that could mean for your future employment. So we really want to make sure that people understand all of their rights and are making these decisions fully informed of what's going to happen.
Excellent, excellent information. Patrick, thank you so much for being here with us.
No, thank you for having me.
For more information, you can visit hrfulldisclosure.com, and you can also follow them on social media at HR Full Disclosure. We have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll learn how one business is helping women entrepreneurs. Stay tuned.